It's one of the very special days for me because every single one of you who is sitting here has in some ways got connected to me over the years. And most of you here in some ways impacted what I do and how I do things. And then there are the root coders who make me what I am. And the families of root coders who make them who they are. With such a special group of people, I'm honored to have all of you here. This is one of the little celebration we wanted to celebrate with you, probably the start of something much bigger. For Rootcode Labs, 2019 has been a remarkable year in many ways. 2019 saw us shifting our strategy from products and services into focusing more on services. 2019 saw us expanding to new countries. 2019 saw us expanding our client portfolio worldwide. 2019 saw us rebranding as Rootcode Labs, the beautiful yellow everybody calls. 2019 saw us opening our new headquarters in Colombo. 2019 saw us bringing some great people into the family of Rootcode. Let me take today to show you some of the great things that has happened over the years, over the months, and let me tell you how thankful I am for most of the things. Starting with the very first one, May 27th, we opened our new office. So our new office in Kolpiti was opened, and I'm really thankful for having Mr. Tushan Fernando, who is the director of Sun City, who has helped us in many ways to set up this office. And we are happy to have Tushan on board with us to help us with the office space. Thanks, Tushan. So we opened our new office, which is kind of state of the art. I always had this crazy dream of creating an office which people love working at. And it has never been possible because I was literally bootstrapping a company. Our first office, we had it in a house. My first office 5 years before was literally situated behind BMICH in a house. It was a house I rented for 80,000 rupees. And I went to Peta, went to all the shops, got some tables, got some cheap chairs, put them together, called it an office. And I was only one sitting there for 1 month. There would be people coming in for interviews and be like, is it really a company? Are you guys registered? It was fun, it was fun. So over the years, it has been an absolute dream for me to create a state-of-the-art workplace. And fortunately, everything fell into place. And we were ready with Rootcode Labs and the new office. And that was one of the remarkable change and the remarkable move that we made this year, which I'm really thankful about. So Rootcode Labs. So more than half of the audience, in fact about 65% of the audience were there in our opening ceremony early this year of the new office. And I kind of iterated this grander vision of where we see Rootcode Labs to be in the future. Rootcode Labs being only one of the multiple great things that we will be doing in the future. And I'm proud to say we are very successful in our service business, which is Rootcode Labs, and we have gotten into some of them fairly in short ways. For example, our Rootcode Studio is silently functioning as part of Rootcode Labs. We are one of our beautiful design teams with Oshadi and Atmika. They are working on really great designs and our clients are loving it. And our Rootcode Enterprise is silently budding with our new prototypes and MVPs that the business analysis team is working hard on creating that one great product that can become $1 billion product in the world. We are not there in all the arms that we wanted, but I'm thankful for the distance that we have come this year. Every time I talk to every root coder, I understand that everybody is following this grander vision, and that's what keeps me up every day. Every day when I wake up, it's not hard for me because I know where we are going. Every day I spend late in office, or every hard journey, every flight that I take to go meet potential clients and partners, as difficult as time zones may be, it doesn't hurt me because I know where we are going. It's a beautiful feeling. We have achieved many things over the year. We have delivered projects in many countries. Some of our highlights are in US, Portugal, Qatar, and Sri Lanka. Some of our biggest client base is in US and Europe. And I see our team working extremely hard to make our clients come back to us every single time. Until now, I'm extremely proud to say that whenever I get a feedback from a client about how we are doing, it has always been extremely pleasant about root coders. And I really owe everything to the root coders for keeping our customer satisfaction as one of our top priorities. Oh, and Rootcode is live in Europe. We have an office in Estonia this year. It has been one of my biggest dreams because we started in Sri Lanka. It's a beautiful country, but that hexagon that I always talk about, the smaller hexagon and the bigger hexagon. Smaller hexagon is Sri Lanka, the bigger hexagon is the world. We serve from Sri Lanka to the world. And to make our European sales much more stronger, and to make the legal processes much more easier for our partners and clients, Rootcode opened Rootcode OU in Estonia, in Tallinn, one of the most budding entrepreneurial electronic city, digital city in the world. Really happy about it. And it's the people, it's the team that makes all of this possible. Without the team, we are nothing. The organization is held high by a team of great people. And we have had some amazing events where we celebrated the team and also where we celebrated our caliber and success outside the world. Starting with the first one, we were in Shift Business Festival. We were the only Sri Lankan company featured in Shift. It was one of the greatest experiences which exposed us to the Nordic market, the Scandinavian market of Finland, Norway, and Sweden. The results of things like this are yet to come in 2020. We had Fireside Summit. It's one of the very unorthodox startup meetups. So literally it was limited people, they choose people, and then you go about 4 hours from London away into a village where there's no even signal, and then you sit around in the cold in fire, and then you discuss ideas, and then you build partnerships there. It was one of our greatest participations, the Fireside Summit. We had the BCI Institute students and lecturers visiting us this year to see how the industry feels like, and we always love to give back and be connected to the education ecosystem, because that's what brings great employees, that's what brings great leaders. And it was one of the greatest events that we had. And we had the NSBM Career Fair, and we have gotten a really good, very interesting intern out of the Career Fair. And so that's one of the other interesting things that we did. And yes, we participated in TechCrunch Berlin 2019. TechCrunch has been a very strong partner with us for 2 years. Last year we were in TechCrunch San Francisco. This year we were in Berlin, a beautiful city of Berlin. So all of these things are not possible by just one person or by me or anybody. It's done by a great set of amazing people, which I'll be getting in one by one towards the end. So everybody has impacted Rootcode in some way, and I'm extremely grateful. I really want to take this opportunity to thank all of you in being whatever that you are, to add the amazing value that we bring in to the organization. It's extremely fair to say without you, Rootcode will be nothing. Without you, I will be nothing. So thank you so much. Life at Rootcode. So, like I said, with the office, we made sure that we have a very pleasant experience to work on, and we also couple it with some great events throughout this year. Just to recap some of the greater things that happened with our team. We have these movie nights once a month, and most of the time they find these weird horror movies. I don't know what's up with them. And they make me watch as well. It's fun, I agree, I love it. And we did bowling, yes, that's Nalin about to get shot. We did bowling, it was beautiful. And we did a barn party. Not we, Rootcoders did a barn party when I was away. They brought all the curries, everything from home, and they just had a party, and they purposefully planned it on a day when I was not available. So that's one of the fun, interesting events. And we had one of our, go-karting. I think it was Yadu who set a record that day, and I think it was Yeshan, Nimesh, some great performance in the go-karting alley, and they even carried the Rootcode flag, so I'm proud of you guys. And not to mention our annual trip. So annual trip was actually a crazy trip, because in the annual trip we had relaxing fun where we all celebrate. At the same time, we gave an option for people to step up their game. So we gave an option, we signed up with this adventure company in Kitulgala, and we told people, if you really want to push your comfort zone and go out and abseil down the Sandunal waterfall, you can do that at your own will. We can facilitate it, it's up to you. And 90% of the people ended up doing it, and it was such a crazy experience. I have seen people like failing but then getting up. I remember Atmika literally fell down while starting, and then they kept her out like, no, you can't do it, stay out. And then she was like, no, I'm gonna do it. And then she came back after 10 minutes, and then she climbed down like a bird, and I was in the bottom, so I climbed down first, and I was literally waiting there to see everybody and everybody's reaction. The pictures on the bottom corners were the reactions I captured when they came down, and everybody was ecstatic when they came down. And like many other risky at the same time, we made sure it was safe. We made sure we signed up with one of the best adventure company with all the certification and tools necessary to keep people safe. And at the end, like many other risky adventures where we push our comfort zone, I saw a great transformation in many of the Rootcoders. I saw many of the Rootcoders looking at life very differently, because they just did something that they never believed they could do. And I'm really, again and again, proud of you guys. So that was our annual trip. And then, yes, we do have the Christmas celebration. It's much better now. You should walk into office. Just feel free to come one day, like you will feel like you are getting into a snow kingdom. So that's our celebrations with the Rootcoders, how we celebrate our things, how we celebrate everything in Rootcode Labs. So that's for 2019. So what's up for 2020? 2020, we are stepping into a great phase of Rootcode. We have never been this ready to conquer the industry than where we are standing right now. We are much stronger, we are much capable, we are much experienced, we are much connected, we have many international bases. And 2020 is something that is actually going to do a great transformation in all of our lives and Rootcode's life. So what do we have? This is for root coders. So there will be some protocol and process improvements for 2020 because we are going to hit many times of the staff number that we have by the end of 2020. And it won't be possible without proper processes. We can't be running like a trust level as a family continuously. We need to bring in more processes. So one of the things, we'll be discussing this much further and debating this before we start implementing, but one of the pictures that I have is there'll be an HRM system for you, including a mobile app, where you're managing everything about your HR requests to make your processes easy and streamlined. And we will be doing a monthly leadership review meeting. We currently do very ad hoc, spontaneous leadership meetings where we discuss things, but we'll be bringing in more structured meetings because there are more and more new leaders coming in and more new leaders growing from our Rootcode younger team level. And we are bringing in quantitative and qualitative KPIs to make sure that we do not miss those great performers who are adding extreme value to the organization. The KPIs include the employee happiness index, work ownership index, net promoter score, and from the customer, net promoter score, and the mean time to recovery related process KPIs as well. And we will be implementing something which is very new to us, which is quarterly business goal meeting. Everyone who is a root coder right now, like I always say in our personal discussions and meetings, you are the people who are going to be the pillars, the leaders of Rootcode in the future. You guys are going to be the head of departments, the directors, vice presidents, everything. I want the future directors of Rootcode, I want the future C-level executives from Rootcode, I want them to grow from this level. And I would always prefer to have a root coder growing up and up every year with us to reach to that level. And because of that, I want to start doing business planning meetings with everybody, where we discuss about our vision quarterly and align our activities and visions towards the bigger goal. Because in my mind, you can be an intern now, you can be a trainee now, you can be a software engineer now. But in my mind, I look at every single one of you as a potential COO, potential vice president, potential director in 5 years or 6 years. And I want to start having that conversation from you early to identify the people who are extremely potent to do that. And yeah, we're going to do some interesting things. It's Give Back Time 2020. We're going to start sponsoring some of our hardworking employees for international conferences. Any employee who has completed a service of 1 year will be eligible for education grant. Any employee who has completed 2 years of service will be eligible for personal loans with 0% interest on Rootcode. And every employee in the permanent cadre will be getting medical insurance. And we will be initiating a staff welfare fund that covers the emergencies of families. So what's our vision for 2020 to 2025? You remember the interview question I asked you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now ask me, where do you see Rootcode in 5 years? The answer is, we will be And I guarantee you, with the rate of growth that we are having, we will be somewhere close to 400 to 750 people worldwide. I put a very conservative number there, just to set the bar low. We will make AI a priority. AI is and will change the world. The way we make decisions, the way we interact with tools, the way we use software is going to drastically change in the next 5 years. And I want to make sure that Rootcode becomes a top player in AI. You remember Rootcode AI, one of the hexagons, that can become potentially one of the biggest shares of what we do. Make AI a priority. You know, the business analysis team is working on the enterprise product ideas, and we are filtering multiple ideas. We are working on multiple prototypes. We are doing multiple MVPs silently, without disturbing the flow. One of the products will hit 100,000 paying users within the next 5 years. And wait for it. And I want to make sure that most of the root coders' time will be split into 80-20 going forward to work on the enterprise product goal as well. This is, even though it's part of the 2025 plan, the application is already in progress. We will have our legal business registered in US as soon as January 2020. So Rootcode Sri Lanka, Rootcode Estonia, Europe, Rootcode United States will enable us to do something beautiful for all the young talented people out here. Before 2025, root coders will be able to travel and work from any of the offices that they prefer with a prior arrangement. I know a lot of you, when I talk to you personally, I see a lot of you have dreams about traveling, and I encourage it. I do have as well. And what could be more fun than working and traveling? And isn't that easy when we have 3 offices? And that's one of the main things that I set as a guaranteed goal for me, and I promise you guys, I'll make sure you guys will be in a flexible state where you can travel and work from many of the root code offices in the world for longer periods of time. So Rootcode Labs, we have been transforming great business ideas into reality. Our clients love it, the team enjoys working, and I'm standing here proudly telling all of you thank you so much for taking Rootcode where we are right now. And I owe my whole future and the whole future of Rootcode Labs, everything is in your hands. Thank you so much. Let me take this opportunity to personally tell you a few words about the root coders that we have. And Yadu, I will. Thank you. Let me start with Nimesh. So Nimesh is our senior project manager who comes from a business analysis background, who became a manager consulting in a big organization within a few years of his experience, and who kind of transformed industries. And we were honored to have him join us last year. I personally like Nimesh for his perseverance and his focus towards goals. He's young, has a long way to go, but I still admire this guy. Nimesh, I'd like to have you on stage to give you a small token of appreciation from Rootcode. Has been leading our .NET backend technologies. Nalin, I admire you as an engineer, at the same time as a human being. I remember visiting Nalin's house early this year when he had his baby, and I remember playing with both of his kids, and I realized that Nalin is setting an example of how you balance work, at the same time how you balance your family. When you look at Nalin's kid, for example Gaily, you will see how much impact Nalin has made in his family. And I really look up to you like a great person to balance everything. Nalin, I'd love to have you on stage. Dinesh, one of our new additions to Rootcode family. From the day I met him in the interview, I was super impressed with this guy. When I asked him a question about how he did the architecture for his previous project, and we were sitting in the meeting room, just face to face. And our meeting room is full of glasses, and you can, when you visit office, you will know that we just write and scribble everywhere. He got up and took the marker on the table, just started drawing the architecture on the glass. And then he amazed me with the detail of the software architecture that he has done, to the pinpoint of details. And that point I knew he is not only going to become a root coder, he is going to become one of the main key players of root coder. Dinesh, I'm glad to have you with the family. Please come on stage. When I spoke to Yeshan first, he was not following the standard paths. He was extremely disruptive. So Yeshan was a guy who took up the family burden when he was very young, who started working when he was very young, before even going to a college. And he shaped his life into what he wanted to be within the 8 to 9 years of time. He is one of the youngest associate tech leads in the software industry in Colombo, and he's one of the highest performers anywhere in Colombo. And Yeshan, I always admire the way you keep pushing your limits, and I'm proud of you for pushing your limits, always, regardless of whatever the path you take. And Yeshan, I'd love to have you on stage. Prasad, the guy with the big beautiful hair, even girls are envy about. I have girls asking, how is he maintaining that hair? Prasad is our associate tech lead for React JS web front-end technologies, and all the time Prasad has been working with us. I've been amazed with the way he takes new problems, even though when it's something completely new, like Next.js, or if you want to persist DOM between multiple renderings, when the client pitches the idea, I've never heard a no from Prasad. I've seen him going back, sitting with Yeshan, spending some time researching and coming back and saying, yes, this is possible. That's the attitude I want to see in our root coders. And Prasad, I'm proud to have you with us. Please come on stage. Pavani, the host of the day, the oldest root coder standing. Pavani has been with us for a very long time, and from the day she joined to now, I've seen her conquering different aspects of life, starting from design to technology to public speaking. So she's one of the very few team members who walked up to me like 2 years back and asked me, I want to do that Toastmaster thing. I don't know what it is, but I want to do it. Can I? And I was like, of course, I'll take you. And then I took her to our beautiful Gulf Toastmasters Club. She transformed, you see her confidence when she's speaking as an MC today, right? And I see her giving speeches, I see her hosting events, and I think, Pauli, you are going to be a very strong woman, and I'm really proud of you. Please come on stage. Babashini, the young rebel that we have in office. People call her the Monica from Friends because she doesn't like things being moved around. She's probably one of the strongest reasons why our lunchroom stays clean because people don't want to see her angry. Babashini, I have a lot to tell about you, but please come on stage, wherever you are. Gavin, one of the young members of Rootcode. From the day he joined, I have seen Gavin tackling every single technical problem without getting tired. He has been working on one of our biggest projects with Portugal, an energy company. And even though when there are delays in delivery from the client side, I've seen him persevere and get back to work every single time. And Kevin, I see you growing into be an amazing engineer, and I wish you all good luck. Let me have you on stage. Oshadi is one of the dream designers that I always wanted to have in my team. Oshadi is very special, very creative, and she has that designer's attitude. Oshadi literally has straight face-to-face arguments with me on why that button should be curved, not straight. And I always love having creative people who own up to their work and who have that designer's attitude. Because design decides our delivery. Design, UX, decides how our users interact with our products. And Oshadi, I've been extremely proud of what you do, and I see you transforming into a great designer every day, and I'm looking forward to see you becoming more and more successful. Oshadi, please come on stage. Atmika, or people call her Aarti. Atmika is one of our young interns from University of Colombo, who has integrated with us so deeply during the internship time, who has become a big part of us, who has influenced many things that we do, the way we do, including the performance that you saw today. Atmika, I see a good future for you. Keep working hard, keep learning from everything, and I'm sure you will be great. Please come on stage, Atmika. Next we have Aditya, the youngest intern in-house. Aditya was one of the interns that we got very recently, but from the day she joined us, I knew there's something special about her. She's extremely young, but she has creative ideas. She's extremely inexperienced, but she wants to conquer the world. And I have always been honored to have people in our team who wants to make a difference in the world. And every single thing that Aditya takes up shows how much impact she wants to make. Within a short period of time, she has started doing business analysis document, to test cases, to write-ups, to being in the client meetings to understand. I see an amazing future for you, Aditya, and I'll make sure that you take it there. Please come on stage. Next we have one of our Rootcode members who actually adds so much of value to us. That's Mercy Selvadurai. Mercy Akka is our housekeeping associate. She's the one who makes sure that Rootcode is clean and healthy every single day. I've never seen Merciaka not coming to office early in the morning or not coming in the afternoon to make sure that we all have a clean and healthy place to work. And in every way somebody adds a value, it's essential for the growth of anybody and an organization like us. And I'm so thankful to have Merciaka with us. Manager, he is like everything. He is the man. This guy has added so much of value to Rootcode and to me and to everybody around. I'll tell you more about this guy in a bit. Yeah, please come on stage. And Avril Kosichetty. Avril is the HR girl, the finance girl, the admin girl, the everything that we have. Avril, after joining Rootcode, has taken off a lot of operational stress from my shoulders by streamlining most of the work, that administration and HR. Avril is young, she's growing, and I see her getting better and transforming every single day. And Avril, I see a good future for you, and please come on stage. Everyone who came here today, who you just saw on the stage, has added so much of value to Rootcode. And I'm extremely thankful for everybody for the tireless effort that you put into making Rootcode Labs better. And let me announce two very special awards that I really would like to give up. The first is the Rootcode Transformation Award. I have thought extremely through to see who has changed their life completely upside down from the day they joined Rootcode to now. Who has become extremely great in what they do and conquered all the problems that they had and standing much higher up. So this person joined us last year in 2018 in the middle of a lot of disturbances in her career. And from the day one, I saw a fighter in her. Even though when things are not that clear, even though when the challenges are too hard to push back, even though when the situation is way too out of control to go and fix, I have seen this young girl getting up, sitting down, trying everything she can to fix it, to make her better. I've seen this girl along with the other Rootcoders working tirelessly day and night because one of our clients had an extremely sensitive business delivery that they required. I learned dedication, hard work, and a little bit of rebelliousness from this little girl. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Rootcode Transformation Award. Babashini here on stage. The second and the last award that I would like to give this year is the Rootcode Involvement Award. Despite a lot of personal demands in personal life, despite being extremely young, despite being extremely inexperienced in things, I have seen an amazing involvement from this young guy. This guy deserves this for one big thing that he carried out in Rootcode. This guy literally made sure that he handles his workload, at the same time works extremely hard silently on making this beautiful office that we have right now. Without this guy, I don't think we would have set up such a beautiful office in such a short time, while maintaining and managing and delivering our products on time. He's extremely young, He's like a little brother to me. And I see him improving day by day. I see him being curious about making himself better. And I see an amazing connection to him and Rootcode and us as a whole. And ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Rootcode Involvement Award 2019, Mr. Yadurshan Manohara. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end 2019 with a very heavy and light heart at the same time. We have had great achievements this year. We have had great people joining us. We have increased our portfolio to a great extent. We have set foot into greater developed countries from Sri Lanka. Everything, again, was possible because of every single one of you Rootcoders. And like I said, every single one of these Rootcoders were made by their beautiful families. Without the families, you will be nothing. And I sincerely take this opportunity to thank all the families. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for making these great Rootcoders. For giving them the motivation, for giving them the leadership, for giving them the opportunity to become something great and add so much of value into an organization like Rootcode. And as the leading servant in the front, I can assure you that we will take Rootcode to 500 people in the next 5 years. We will take Rootcode to 3 countries internationally. We will build that billion-dollar product that the enterprise world needs. And I will make sure that every single one of you who is working extremely hard in the middle of all your personal problems, I will personally make sure that all of you have a beautiful and spontaneous life. With that, I'm signing off. Thank you so much. Have a great night.